You could tell. There's number 24 in honor of Willie Mays. Well done, Tom Rinaldi. And so many things you could say. So let's start, Alex, with you. What made him iconic?
I think just everything. I mean, he's part of it, like the American institution. I heard him say there that he played every game the same way. And, Captain, I heard you say this many times over the years, whether it's a spring training game in Tampa or Game 7 of the World Series, played the same way. But, look, going back to the late 40s and 50s, baseball was the #1 sport in this country, and he was the biggest and brightest star in this country. I had so many people, Poppy, tell me the reason why I love baseball is for two players, Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays.
Absolutely. Guys, during our time, we got to be called hero by a lot of our fans. But you know what? I always say this. A guy that go to the Korean War, 1952, 53, come back, 1954, win an MVP, that's a real superhero to me, guys. And a day ago, Mr. Juan Marichal, in the newspaper in the Dominican, he came out saying that was the greatest player of all time. And let me tell you, we all know the relationship between Juan Marichal, Willie Mays, and Barry Bonds, and he dropped that out there.
What comes to mind is the impact that he had. I mean, Willie Mays played with a style, he played with a flair that no one had seen up until that point. You know, you start talking about eras. Everyone in sports, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, they try to compare eras. And one thing that you notice, 73 years even after he played his major league debut, when they talk about the greatest players that they've seen and the greatest players of all time, Willie Mays is right there at the top of the list. So he had a tremendous impact, and you can see and feel it today.
The greatest players make the greatest plays, right? And this is one of the greatest plays in the history of our game, the catch. Most of you have probably seen it on YouTube somewhere, but think about this. The 54 World Series, 8th inning, Game 1, deep fly off the bat of Vic Wertz. He's about 460 feet away from home plate, and then he turns and fires in. One runner advanced to third. No runs scored in the inning because of it, and then the Giants won the game and the World Series. What strikes you watching that?
And, KB, I think the catch could be the logo for Major League Baseball. Jerry West just passed just a few days ago as well. But the throw, I don't think, got enough credit because it was first and second. It kept that guy going to third. That guy had to go to first. They didn't score, and then they won the game. They ultimately won the World Series. One of the best of all time.
Oh. You know, the thing is I spoke to Willie years ago, and he said that wasn't even one of his 10 best catches. That's just what people saw in the World Series, so it says something about him as a player. But I think as players, I think the biggest thing that you can receive is a compliment from one of your peers. The great Johnny Bench said Willie Mays was the perfect player.
Wow, that's well said. And just imagine, guys, obviously, you know, 1954. Imagine if that was in today's social media age, how many likes that play would have gotten on the highlight reels. It gets a lot now, Willie Mays. And this was a scene moments ago, right? Giants clubhouse here at Rickwood Field. Willie Mays Hall of Fame plaque on display tonight. Players getting a look, getting a chance to take pictures and pay their respects to number 24. A legendary life for the Say Hey Kid. What resonates with you about the great Willie Mays, especially this week?
Well, Willie Mays was the perfect vessel, not only on the field but off the field. He understood the responsibility as an African-American, and he was a lightning rod on and off the field. I mean, his talents and the way he spoke about the game transcended race. And then really in our sport, he was our Bill Russell. So he was at the forefront for African-Americans, you know, just promoting the game and showing the world and showing the nation that we can enjoy this game and play this game at a high level, and Willie will always be remembered because of that.
I know what it means to you. I've talked to you a lot about it, but being a black ace at this game tonight where they played the Negro Leagues World Series, including the last one, what are you feeling here, just being here emotionally?
You know, I had to walk on the mound and feel like one of my heroes, Satchel Paige, and to see from that viewpoint. I'm getting really emotional right now talking about it. If it wasn't because of the men and the women that sacrificed their lives to promote the game, there is no Dontrell Willis. There is no CeCe Sabathia. And so to be one of the 15, I feel really big right now. And, you know, I want to give a shout out to my grandfather, you know, Frank Guy Sr., because he always talked about the Negro Leagues. He always talked about the importance of paying it forward. And so I'm incredibly indebted to everybody and the men and women.